All right, we've asked our bride Megan to step into the scene this time to see if we can pick up some of these nice white airy clouds behind her, just like a nice high-key bridal. When we talk about a high-key kind of a photograph, high-key means that everything in the scene is mostly white or light tonalities, and the darkest tonality in the scene will be her face, basically her skin tones and so forth. So a high-key means white, light-colored backgrounds with the subject popping out because they happen to be the darkest in the scene. So I've switched to the 70 to 300 millimeter lens right here, basically because I want to compress that background behind her. I'm probably going to lay on the ground here because I really want the clouds right up by her. It's just a simple pose again. Again, we're demonstrating the lighting here and see the effect we can get with the lighting. And the reason I'm on the ground is because I want that horizon line as low as I can get it in the scene. So let's just click one off here. Check it out real quick. And it's an awful pretty photograph. RC, drop that light down just a little bit more for me, just right in front of your face a little bit more, because I want to be sure we have the light getting into her eye sockets right here. Again, good, good, good. And as I just kind of cut back and forth here with the clouds behind her, sometimes there aren't enough clouds above, or there's too much sky above the clouds, and I really just want the clouds to be behind her here. All right, the clouds have changed once again, but the cool thing is that the sun has slipped in behind the clouds over here, so I have her in what was previously my sunny location here. I'm waiting for the sun to come out again, so I'm going to talk really quick to get this shot. We got a wide-angle lens on, 10 millimeter, 10 to 22. I'm sitting at the 10 millimeter part. I'm going to have her head turn away from the sunny side, or let's say the brighter side of the scene, and that way I can bring RC in to give me that direction of light that I want. I'm going to be on the ground again because I want that horizon line super duper low. I'm at a 320th of a second. Remember that 320th of a second is only exposing the top 2/3 of the viewfinder for me. It's going to give me the soft vignette at the bottom. I'm also at f20 right here. We're going to have RC. I think he's at full power. He's saying full power back to me, which means I need maximum oomph out of that flash so that we can overcome all this bright light. The bright light being set at f20 right here at a 320th of a second. So, Megan, let me go ahead. Just kind of looking down, just pretty right there. Turn your nose back towards me a fraction. Chin down a little bit more, looking down. And let's just see if we can play around with the clouds once again behind her head and see what we can get here. Beautiful clouds coming in right now. Beautiful leading lines coming in. Just a very cool, dramatic thing. Megan looking back at me. Good, good, good. Okay, pretty good. The sun's trying to come back out, but let's see if we can pull this off while we're here anyway. Megan, do me a favor. Just grab onto your, like the gown or the back of it. And now, the thing is, whenever we're having our subject or our model hold the gown, I don't want to see the back of the hand. I'm sorry, the front of the hand or the back of the hand. I just want to, or the back of the hand. I want to see the side of the hand. Also, most people will grab the ground between the index finger and the thumb, but it works much better, and I think it's much more graceful if we have them grab it between the middle fingers here, and then let this finger, the index finger, just follow the line of the gown down. So, Megan, let me bring your hand closer to the gown. Extend the index finger even more. That's beautiful, just like that. Turn your head back this way a little bit, chin down. And really, I've got her looking down because I'm on the ground, and I want the axis of her face, so let's say the plane of her face. The plane of her face would be defined by the forehead. Let's say you could take a mirror and press it against my face without my nose here. It would touch me here, the forehead, the cheeks, and the chin. That would be the plane of her face. So if I'm down on the ground, I need the plane of her face coming down as well, because if I want the plane of her face in line with what we used to call the film plane, but now we'll call it the digital plane, okay? So anyway, what that does is it just helps avoid distortion and everything else, and we get a cool photograph. I'm heading back on the ground right here. I know there's a few ants around here, but our viewers are worth it out there. So anyway, let's see if we can get a cool shot right here. Clouds are doing some cool things for us, and let's see what happens. We got another cloud just kind of going off over her. I'm going to shift just a little bit more because I don't want it growing out of her head, but I think it looks pretty cool where it is right here. So we got beautiful lines. That horizon line is just hitting her about the knees, which is my favorite part. We have the clouds overhead just leading right into her from left to right, look wonderful. The horizon line's looking good. Everything's just shaping up beautifully for the photograph. Notice that I've got her head out of the direct sun here, and RC's giving us that direction light on the face. So when we look at these images that are popping up on the screen, you can see the beautiful lighting that we have. So, as in any wedding situation, you know what? It's like this all the time. You think we got gorgeous light, the sun's behind the clouds, everything's looking cool. We set up the lighting, set up the exposure, we start shooting away. Of course, 5 minutes later, the sun pops back out. That's why, you know, in wedding photography, we have to learn how to work in less than optimum conditions. We're not the commercial guys. We're not the portrait guys in the studio. I mean, we have a couple hours or whatever, not a couple hours, we have a couple of minutes, maybe 30, 40, 50 minutes to get some of these images that the bride and groom want outdoors, and we really have to work fast, understand what the lighting needs to be, understand how we can control the lighting with off-camera flash, with umbrellas, with whatever else, to create the images that we want to create for our clients. But the net effect is knowing our gear is most important. If we know our gear inside and out, we can produce some really, really cool images for our clients.